Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe. Alright, let's get to it. So, I got me some margarita, and normally I like it chilled or frozen. It's liquidy with ice. It was half a cup. I drank about half already. So I learned why I have a problem going to sleep at night like a normal person. First I thought it was just, normal insomnia or like disruption of your sleep routine, blah blah blah. No, I come to find out that the reason why I can go 2 weeks without going to sleep like a normal person, I find out the reason why I can go 2 weeks straight without sleeping is because of trauma. That was interesting to know. Apparently, if you go through enough trauma, you can go a lot of times without sleeping. Whether or not you like it or not, or like it makes you crazy or not, or whatever, it is due to trauma. It's something about your body. It is, okay, so your physical body, it does not process like trauma the way that you mentally and emotionally do sometimes, because your body, I don't know how to explain it, but your body doesn't process it the same way as everything else does. So your body, whereas you might have took steps to start getting the help you need for your trauma or whatever issue you're having, your body does not understand or know that. So your body does things, like you'll shake or jerk or whatever, and or you'll stay up late or scream or something, and it's like your body, and I'm terrible at explaining things. I'm sorry. But, like, anyway, I'm going to just get to the point. So, my body, the reason why it won't let me sleep for 2 weeks straight, unless I drink alcohol or have a gummy, which I can't do that very often because I'm a single parent. And my kid, I co-parent with my kid's dad. She goes on the weekends, but I can't really do that often at all. So, most of the time, I just spend the 2 weeks until I crash out and fall asleep. Not sleeping. So anyway, so I find out that it's because due to trauma. So my body thinks that I need to stay alert and vigilant because it thinks that we are in danger even though we are not. Like, we are in a safe environment, safe place, and everything's safe, but my body does not know and understand that. And I have done like the little taps, the breathing, the meditation, and everything, and like everything. Like, I have even tried every which way of ideas, orthodox, unorthodox, to try to get myself to go to sleep, but it does not work. Except for like the drinking and gummies, but I can't do that often, so I just go the 2 weeks without sleep or until I crash out. So I have decided that I'm gonna be productive now. Instead of trying to figure out ways to help me go to sleep, I'm gonna just be productive and get shit done and learn things that I would love to learn, like speaking Spanish and Russian. I'm gonna learn that and be productive, seeing as how as I can't sleep for 2 weeks straight. My ass is gonna be productive, okay? I done the solution on that, seeing as how I figured out that this is trauma related and my body's not understanding that we are safe and everything like that. So like, even though I have started working on healthier ways to cope, like coping mechanisms and stuff like that, my body does not realize it completely, or not realizing it yet. Like, my body's catching up. And also, a fun fact, when you go through trauma and you do get to that point in time or space that is safe and everything like that, you start getting these new illnesses that pop up due to trauma and due to the fact that you find healthy coping mechanisms and everything like that. And Like you're at a safe place. You don't have to be on guard all the time. You let your guard down. Blah 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 blah. Um, so that's fun to know and learn and everything like that. Um, but yeah, but then you start developing these illnesses, which is ironic, and in some ways fucked up, but it's mostly ironic. But yeah, this thing is flickering. It's pissing me off. Okay, I'm going. This is my 4th day. Okay, this is day 4. No sleep, or little to no sleep. Yeah, my body makes me go 2 weeks straight without sleep, unless I drink or do gummies, which I can't really do because I'm a single parent. I can't hardly do that. So my ass, I will just be productive. So I'm learning Russian and Spanish. And I've actually, since I've learned that I am also Irish and Scottish, I have decided to learn Irish language as well. So I have taken it upon myself to learn Irish, Russian, and Spanish. Spanish I half-ass already understand because I've learned Spanish and Apache language since I was in high school and middle school, and I can half-ass understand it. So I'm getting good at that. Russian I'm learning for the past 3-4 years. I'm still learning Russian. Irish I have just now decided to learn since I have found out that I am Irish, and I am learning about the culture and traditions and everything, because it does make me sad that, whenever our ancestors come here, or any kind of family member from any generation at all, whenever we do come to this United States of America, I don't even know if y'all can use the word united the way that things have been going lately. Anyway, States of America. Anyway, so yeah, but whenever cultured people come to the United States of America, and after generation down the line, there are some cultural traditions or no, what is it? It'll come to me later. But superstition, yes it did. Superstition, tradition, cultures, all that good stuff. Somewhere down the line of generations after generation of being in America, it does get washed away, or people forget about their traditions and culture and everything, and it makes me sad. So I try my best and my hardest to try and learn these traditions or the culture and languages so I can teach my children about their heritage, or at least their ancestors' heritage, because I believe that that is very important to learn, and where you come from and where you are heading. Those are 2 important things: where you came from, where you're going. The most important part is where you're going, going forward, not looking back necessarily, but it is still important to know your culture and stuff like that, where you came from, so you remember, you don't forget. You don't forget where you came from, where you're heading. That's important. And I think that the culture is very beautiful. And so I'm learning, because my daughter, she is half Hispanic from her dad's side. Her dad has the Mexican from his dad, and he is also he's 75% Mexican. He's more Mexican than our daughter. Our daughter's half Mexican, if you do the little numbers and genealogy and all that good stuff. She's half Mexican. But anyway, so my daughter, she's half Mexican. I've been learning Spanish and Apache language since I was in high school, middle school, because in my family we have Native American, Irish, Scottish, German, English, Welsh, Egyptian, all that good jazz. So many cultures. There's so many. On her dad's side, there's Irish and Hispanic that I know of so far, or that I can remember right now. But yeah, so I'm trying to learn the culture and the language, and since I can't go to sleep for 2 weeks straight anyway, I might as well be productive instead of frustrating myself doing every which way trying to go to sleep. I've had enough of that frustration. So I'm just be productive, okay? I have rambled on for 10 minutes about this. And I take a drink. My landlord, he came over to help fix the AC because the AC is having a little issue right now. And on July 4th, him and his lovely wife dropped off some margarita, like a buzzball margarita that you get from the gas station, like the big one. And that was very lovely. That was nice. It's been forever since I've had a drink. It's been forever. I think it's been like maybe a year. About roughly a year. About a year. About that. And so this is like my second drink since July 4th. Like the first one was, last night, July 4th. And then this is like my second one, but this is just half a cup. The one I had yesterday was a full cup. This is just half. How was everyone's July 4th, by the way? I would love to hear about it in the comments down below, or if you would like, message me on Instagram. Because my phone is acting up, it's saying that it has full storage and cannot have emails at this time. I don't see how it has full storage because there's no reason why it should be saying that at all. There's not. I've checked the phone over and over again to see where there might be storage, blah blah blah. There's not any reason for it. I don't understand that. I'm not a tech person. I'm not. Yeah. I'm like old school. I really wish this was like a frozen slushy version, but the ice cubes in it is fine. I should have gotten like the little salt thing from the gas station. I feel like that would make it better. It's still good. It's still yummy. I just realized that's gonna make me go to sleep. There's only half a cup. That's gonna make me go to sleep. Because I can feel my brain doing like the little massagey thing. Like a sponge. I don't know how to explain it. It's like my brain's being massaged. You're relaxed. But my daughter, she's at her dad's. She always goes to her dad's for the weekend. It's the weekend. Yeah. But I would like to talk about how I am grateful for my family members in each way and what they taught me throughout life and everything like that. Some of it's going to be fucked up, but it's a good fucked up in some ways and forms. It's fucked up, but in some way it's good because I learned something out of it that made me today. Okay. So, I am grateful for my uncle and my aunt because they taught me that I can always come to them if I had any questions and they will teach me what I need to know. And my aunt, she would teach me about, men and how I shouldn't take shit from them. And she would try to teach me about fashion, or they would try to teach me about exercise, or how to use body wash and deodorant and stuff like that. At the time, I didn't realize the subtle hints for Christmas gifts and stuff like that. I didn't realize that until I was an adult. Then it clicked. But I was very grateful for that. And my uncles, they would teach me how to like sports and hunts and stuff like that. They would try to teach me about boys in their own version, like girl version, boy version, different versions. Grateful for that, and they were always there for me. helping take care of me and stuff like that in their own way and everything. And they would play with us and everything. That was fun. And then I'm grateful for my grandparents that raised us. And I miss my grandpa. My grandpa to me was my dad in a way, because he was like my dad. That was my grandpa. And like I was a grandpa's girl. I was a grandpa's girl all the way. And he taught me a lot. He taught me patience. He would teach me like understanding, and he tried to teach me about cars when I was about my daughter's age, but I was like, hyper. I was a kid. I wanted to play, so I wasn't really paying attention much. But like I would hand him the tools while he worked on the cars or like the lawnmowers and stuff like that. He tried to teach me. He tried, but I wasn't really paying attention. I more likely wanted to play and stuff like that. But he would also play with me. Like he would pretend like we would make potions, like we were making potions, doing magic and stuff like that. We would dance in the rain, have mud fights, and stuff like that. He tried to teach me to whistle when I was a kid. He tried to teach me to whistle. And I would always have questions about him, about life, and he would always answer it in some way or another. And like he would always tell me stories about his childhood growing up, and when he was adult in the army and the military, he would tell me stories. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. And like he was like the father figure and stuff, so I was grateful for that. And my grandma, I'm grateful for her. She was like the mom figure, and a little grouchy sometimes, but looking back, there's probably some reason to being grouchy. Looking back, because like as a kid, you don't always notice like the things that adults would notice. But yeah. And yeah. Like her and my grandma Dee, they would teach me about finances and bills, like how you have to pay for things and save money, be responsible, stuff like that. I remember when I was little and I would play fight in the backyard. Like I used to set up things and pretend like it was a person to be like a ninja, like Ninjago. I would attack it like da. And my grandpa would be cheering me on, and he would try to teach me some moves about how to properly fight and stuff. And he would always cheer me on, tell me to keep practicing. And then at some point, I involved my brother in it, and it turned into like a little Ninjago game or ninja game. Like we would pretend to be ninjas or pirates, and like balance on like this little wooden beam made thing. And we would like fight each other with like little metal swords. It was like this little metal thin stick thing I broke in half, and it was like our little metal swords. And so we would be playing. And my grandpa, when I was a kid, like we will have our dogs or cats that will always end up pregnant. And so he taught me at a young age like how to help them give birth and stuff like that, because at some point like his family had a farm, so he was a farmer, and he would witness this and knows how to do things with like cows, horses, and pigs and all that good stuff. So he was teaching me through the cats and the dogs, and I learned at a young age how to help people give birth through the animals. And he was always in the hospital because he had heart problems and stuff. And so from a young age, I would also read medical books. From like about 9-10 years old, I would go to the library, or I would have like medical books at home, and I would just read medical books after medical books, different kinds of medical books, all kinds. And yeah. So I'm grateful for them. and they would teach me how to clean the house and take care of the car and stuff like that. And yeah, and I am grateful for my brother, for being my brother, and technically being my first kid, because I would help my grandparents raise us. Sometimes growing up, I had to grow up a little fast, but that's okay because I did my job. My brother does not know the bad side of the stuff, so I did my job. So anyway, so I'm grateful for my brother being my brother, and for him technically being my first kid, cause in a sense, because I am, having to raise him with my grandparents. I learned how to raise my daughter, along with other people's kids that they would leave with me so they could go party or whatever. From babysitting or anything like that, I learned how to raise my daughter. Like, I figured it out real quick. And like my brother and I, we would always play Imagination Land and stuff like that. I am grateful for my brother always. He stayed the good one. He stayed the good one. And I'm very proud and happy for that, because he stayed good. He did not sway off the path or anything like that. He didn't dive into any addictions or anything, so I'm very proud of him. Okay. I am grateful for my parents. I am grateful for my mother trying her best to give us a good life, even though it was half-ass. It wasn't great. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was, the best I could describe it is half-ass. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was in between. But she did try, because growing up as a kid, like, I remember stuff from when I was 4 years old and up. Okay, 4 years old and up, that's when I started remembering shit. And I remembered a lot of shit that my brother does not remember, which is good. That means I did my job. But my mom, she tried her best. She did. Grateful for that, for her trying. I'm grateful for her trying and helped me to finish it. My dad, I'm grateful for my dad, because with him going in and out of jail and them partying all the time, sometimes we stayed with my grandparents, sometimes they brought us with them when they went partying and stuff like that. Half and half. But I'm grateful because when my dad was in and out of jail and everything, he wasn't always around. He stayed in and out of jail till I was about 16 years old. I was about 16. And I remember that because the last time he went to jail was on his birthday for something. It was something small, but he went to jail on his birthday, and I was about 16. That was the last time he went. And, but anyway, so I'm grateful for that because it taught me to not depend on anyone and to be independent. And a lot of people depend on so many people. It's not even funny. Like, my generation, or like the generation after my generation, are just so dependent on so many people. They don't know what to do. I feel sorry for them. But because my dad, like, he was around, but he wasn't always around. But it taught me to be independent. So I'm happy for that I learned. It was, in a way, it was fucked up the way I learned it, but it was a good thing that I did learn it. It was still a good thing. Either way, however way I learned it, it was still good that I learned that. I would rather learn to be independent than depend on somebody and then fall my ass flat. Okay, my dad taught me in his own way what not to look for in a man by being a prime example. So in a way, I am proud that he taught me what not to look for in a man by being the example of what not to look for in a man. Because growing up, I will witness my parents argue and fight for whatever, any reason. Again, as a kid, you don't always know all the story. As a kid growing up, you just know that your parents are fighting and it scares you and it hurts your ears and all that good jazz. But as an adult, you know the whole story. You know everything in it. But as a kid, no. So, yeah. I learned to what not to look for in a man and to be independent in his own way. He was the prime example. So in a way, I was grateful for that. Even though it was ironic because I ended up marrying someone who was similar to my dad, not exactly like my dad, but similar, ironically. Did divorce him, so I finished what my mom wanted to do half-assedly, so I finished that. So in a way, I learned a lot, and I'm grateful for it. It made me what I am today. I'm grateful for it. I learned a lot. Right or wrong, ironically, fucked up, right, whatever, I learned. I learned to be independent. I learned to be hyper-focused, vigilant. I learned to be smart, hardworking. I learned to be kind, understanding. I learned not to judge others very much. I learned not to judge. Just from my growing up, how I was brought up. My dad, he went in and out of jail. He partied. Sometimes he was there. A lot of times it wasn't. My parents would fight a lot. It would be physical. It would be verbal. Sometimes there were weapons involved. But I learned a lot. Even though it might have been a wrong way of learning it, I still learned through observation what I saw and heard as a kid growing up. I would have multiple family members and multiple of my parents' friends tell me stories about them and whatever was going on at the time between them and everything. I would hear stories from either the friends or my family members. But I learned a lot. Right or wrong, whatever way, I learned. And I'm grateful for that. And my brother, he doesn't know a lot of what happened growing up, and I'm very happy he doesn't. So I'm happy he gets the good memories and I get all of the memories, if that makes any sense. I'm happy that he only has the good memories, mostly, and that I get all the memories. That means I did my job, and I'm happy for that. And I'm happy that he is doing good. He's doing good. He's also breaking generational curses in his own way, so I'm happy for that. And my parents, they seem to be doing better, even though they're in their 50s now and everything, but they seem to be doing better. Don't know, but they seem to be. So that's good. Wish they would have done that when we were like my daughter's age, but as the saying goes, better late than never, I guess. And who knows, if they had done that whenever I was my kid's age, I probably wouldn't have learned half of that. I probably would have been dependent like most people, not no clue what to do. So it was probably a good thing that everything turned out the way it did. Yeah, because if it didn't, I probably wouldn't have learned what I needed to learn. How to be independent and learning finances and stuff like that. I would have learned basic self-defense. I would have been able to hear stories, maybe. I don't know. You know what's funny? Life can change at the drop of a dime. Or like the butterfly effect. If you change one thing, it causes a domino effect. And like anything and everything can happen if you change one simple thing. It's crazy. I'm gonna sleep good tonight because this is margarita. And my daughter's at her dad's for the weekend, so it's okay. I'm watching Fat Albert 2. The Nutty Professor. It is a classic. I highly recommend watching it if y'all have not watched it before. Really, you should go watch the first one, Fat Albert, and then go to Fat Albert 2, The Nutty Professor. You know, it just makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, another thing I learned whenever my parents would party and they didn't have a babysitter or whatnot, they would bring us with them, was that I learned how to hustle. I learned how to hustle at like 8 years old. Okay, I remember this. I remember the very first day I learned this, okay, that I can remember. My dad and then we went to this party with all adults and everything, and I was on the porch of someone's house. It was in the ghetto, but I remember everyone was drinking, having a good time, blah 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 blah. And I was on the porch with these people playing poker, and they were all so drunk, nobody was noticing that I would take some of the money and I would like hide it in my pocket. Because they were so drunk they didn't notice. Like I would time it too. I would time it. I paid attention to the cues and everything, and I would take back some money when they were drinking, playing poker. Nobody noticed until this one guy came up behind me. I didn't know he was behind me watching me, and then at the end of the game, he shouted out, "Hey, she's stealing your money!" I wanted to say, "Fuck you" so bad, but then that would have been rude. That I was taught that would have been rude. But yeah, but I learned how to hustle at like 8, 9 years old. That's my earliest memory of the first time I learned how to do that. And I still do that. Well, not to the bad people. I do it too whenever they're not paying attention, like gambling at the casino slot and stuff like that, and they're like addicts and stuff. I do that. It's a really good lesson teacher for them, really. Because then they either learn to stop doing that, which half of them do, or they learn to pay attention more. So it's a win-win for everybody in that situation, kinda. Because like I get money, but then they learn a lesson. Yeah. And I love to teach people lessons. I do, in one way or another. I love to teach them a lesson in one way or another. Depending on the subject. It depends. Yeah, I don't, I've only gotten even one time in my life. I only got my lick back, you say, or get even with someone. I did that one time in my life. That was with my ex-husband. It was good too. It was it was good. But I only got even one time. It was a good getting my lick back. That was good. I mean, that would have been written down in the books. But it was still bad though. It was still bad. I would not recommend doing it. I wouldn't recommend doing it at all. It's bad. You don't do it. But yeah. But I do love teaching people lessons. I do. I've actually learned different ways that are better to teach them lessons than what I used to do, like getting even. That's a bad way to teach them, but there are better ways to teach them, and I've been doing the teaching lessons part. I'll pause this. This video has gotten very long. I apologize. This video has gotten long. I do. Yeah. Yeah, in one of my short videos, someone asked me if I was a girl or a boy. I am a female. Okay, I think that was referred to. I think that question was asked because, in certain lighting, you can see my facial hair. The reason why I have facial hair, I am a girl. The reason why I have facial hair is because I have PCOS. In my PCOS, I have a higher testosterone. My hormones are unbalanced. I have unbalanced hormones. And I have a bit more testosterone than I do estrogen, which is why I have facial hair. Which is also part of the reason why it's difficult to become pregnant. In order for me to do that, I have to change my diet and go on certain medications, but it's mostly have to do with my diet that I have to change because of the fact that I have PCOS. It's PCOS. It's because I have unbalanced hormones, which is why I have facial hair. There are many reasons why a woman who is born a woman will have facial hair. There are many different kinds of medical reasons why, but mine is PCOS, and I have higher testosterone than I do estrogen, but I am a woman. Since you're feeling sure there's a force inside you. Use your force. Yeah. Love you guys. I'm going to try to get some sleep. I should be able to sleep because I've had half a glass of margarita. Normally I would drink like 5 or more, but I'm not really looking to do that because I have to go to work in the morning. Not in the morning, tomorrow. So a half a glass, I'm just looking to go to sleep. I'm not looking like for a good time, I'm just looking to go to sleep. And half a glass should help me go to sleep. My kid's at her dad, so everything's good. It's been like about a year since I drank. So, like last night, July 4th. It's been about a year. Yeah, the thing that I am going to worry about my daughter whenever she becomes a teenager or when she gets older is the fact that both sides of mine and her dad's family, both of our sides have problems with addiction. With like many different things like alcohol or like drugs or whatever. Both of our sides have addiction problems, and knowing that, I need to figure out how to, when she's older, explain that to her and try to teach her how to avoid the things so she doesn't follow in our footsteps and blah 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 blah, all that good jazz. Because I am unlearning and learning a whole bunch of things. Because like from what I was raised up, I'm having to unlearn certain habits and everything like that growing up. And I'm learning new habits that are healthier and stuff like that so that I can teach her and da 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 da. I'm gonna finish off this margarita. I'm gonna go to sleep. I love you guys. Let me know in the comments down below, like, what did your family members teach you growing up into adulthood and everything, and what you're grateful for. Like, this is what the video is about, like what you taught, what you learned growing up, and and what you're grateful for, and all that good jazz. Let me know in the comments. Or if you want, you can message me on Instagram, as my email is currently not being able to receive emails because my phone is acting stupid in a way, because it's saying that it has full storage, and there's no reason why the storage should be full. There's not. But yeah, love you guys. Bye.